Namaste, Jai Shivai. There are 9 types of tushti, santushti, or you can say 9 types of content. In 9 different ways for 9 different things you feel very content about. Feeling content in these 9 ways is not a wrong thing. It's a good thing actually. But if somebody gets stuck at that level, if somebody thinks that this has happened or that this I have done, so this is it, nothing else I need to do, I'm done, then one gets stuck on their spiritual journey. So these 9 are actually divided into 2 categories. These 9 types of contentment that one can feel, or the illusionary contentment that one can feel, is divided into 2 categories. One is adhyatmic, spiritual. That's one category. And another category is external, in the world, in the samsara, in the worldly life. So then there are further divisions. So in the first category, adhyatmic category, we have 4 kinds of contentment. First one is par contentment. Par is when a person is able to understand, a seeker, a spiritual seeker, is able to understand that this world is different. This Prakriti, this samsara, this world, this entire universe is different than him or her. Means there is a difference between Atma and all the everything else, like Prakriti, anything that is not conscious. Because who is conscious? Only Atma is conscious. Only the real you is conscious. Rest everything is not conscious at all. So everything that is not conscious will finally age and die. Atma will not. Atma is immortal. Atma never dies. The real you never dies. Is never even going to age. There's nothing that perishes in you. But in your body, in your house, in your things that you have gathered, everything is going to be over someday. Everything will age, perish, and die. But you will not. The real you will not. So this sense of immortality is a contentment in itself. I had this. A lot of people, those who are walking a spiritual journey, they have this contentment that yes, no matter what, I am not going to die. My body is. So I need to solve all the purposes that I can with my body, because my body has a limited lifetime. I am the life itself, not my body. So my body is not the life itself. Body will age and body will die. So will everything. So this is a very good contentment to help. It helps you a lot in your spiritual journey. It makes you fearless in your spiritual journey, which is so important. So this is a good contentment to have. But the moment a person says or thinks or deduces a illusionary wisdom that, oh, so I will not die, I am not going to change, I am not going to age, no transformation is going to happen within me. So why worry? Why do any sadhana? Why do any tapas? Nothing else needs to be done. because nothing actually is directly impacting my Atma at all. Nothing is going to change my Atma. Me, the Atma, is immortal. I am not going to die, whether I do anything or not. So you see, thinking this as now this becomes a Tushti Dosh. Tushti Dosh, or you can say Santushti Dosh. Error of satisfaction. Illusionary contentment or error of satisfaction. That you thought, okay, this much is enough, why worry, why need to do? So this is it. You understood this thing mentally, that you are not going to die and Atma is nothing is going to happen to Atma. So why do any tapas? Why do anything? Why even worry about moksha? Right? So this is a Tushti Dosh. A person will stay stuck here for a very long time if they have become content about this, that nothing needs to be done. So that means illusionary wisdom has happened to them, right? Next one is Salil. Salil means, you see how many people actually have to leave. Everybody who has ever attained Samadhi has to leave one thing or the other. A lot of people take sannyasa, official sannyasa, and they go and live in the ashrams. A lot of other people, they don't go to ashrams like me or Buddha. They just leave their partner if there is a need to, or just leave their house and stuff and choose a place and will do sadhana and all that. So, but still, a lot of people have to lose their relationships on the name of a spiritual when they are walking their spiritual journey. Lot of relationships are broken, right? Because you're not able to live for the samsara anymore, live in the world anymore. So a lot of your relationships, your socializing, so-called socializing, is all gone. So then, it's a good thing to have this realization, to be content about it, that see, I was able to leave whatever I need to at the right time. I was able to take sannyasa, because a lot of people are not even able to do that, right? A lot of people keep thinking about sannyasa for 10-15 years, yet they are not able to take that sannyasa. Why? Thinking that what will happen to my dog, what will happen to my wife, my parents will cry and die if I leave the house, my wife will cry and die, or the wife thinks what will happen to the children, what will happen to the husband, and this and that. So a lot of people, what if I don't marry? People will say bad things about me to my parents, and how will they live in the society? Their life will become difficult. So a lot of people just think about sannyasa. They are not able to take it. Then there are some courageous ones who are able to do it. So this is a good contentment actually. One can feel content about it, that see, whatever was needed for me to leave, I did that. I was able to leave anything and everything, any person or anything. I was able to leave that. So then, if a person gets stuck here and starts thinking that, see, I left this, I left that person, I left my house, I left all my wealth, I was, living in poor ways now, or in one pair of sandals while I had, room full of footwears earlier, and I had these many cars, and now I'm walking on the foot. See how much I left and see how much I did, and so much sannyasa I did. That's it. What else needs to be done? I did it. Taking sannyasa. Now everything will happen to me by itself. Moksha will happen to me by itself. My spiritual journey will be walked by itself. I don't need to do anything. I did it. I did the sannyasa. I was able to leave whomsoever I was supposed to leave, and whatsoever I was supposed to leave. I left all that. So see, now I do not need to do anything. I am done. I am good. So feeling happy and content in this way, after taking sannyasa, after renouncing the world, the samsara, the family, the people, the wealth, the things around you. Feeling very happy and content about it. Feeling very proud about it. That's a sad story. It becomes a Tushti Dosh. Salil kind of a Tushti Dosh. That means a person is not going to progress on his or her spiritual path despite taking all kinds of sannyasa, renunciation, vows, and despite becoming such a, from the riches to the rags story. Rags, not rags to the riches. From riches to the rags story has happened. And now nothing else is going to happen to such a person. They are not going to progress in their spiritual path because they are feeling content for the wrong thing. So this is Salil kind of it. Third one is Bhagakya. Yeah, Bhagakya. Also called as Vrishti. So this kind of contentment is that thinking that, samadhi happens to some kind of special destined people. People born with some special kind of destiny. Samadhi happens only to them. And I have done this much charity. Those who do lots of charity and lots of punya and lots of, humanitarian work, if you do, then samadhi happens to those kind of people. And I have done this charity, that charity, this punya here, that punya there. So I have gathered a lot of good karma and now samadhi will happen to me. I don't need to do anything else. I just needed to gather some good karma, do some good karma. And I have created my own destiny. So feeling somewhat content in that, in a way that you have done enough charity, for which you have not asked for any worldly returns in any worldly manner. Like you did good charity, but you don't want a good house now. You did charity, but you don't want yourself to be buying Mercedes. Or you did charity here, or then you did not ask for your name to be published here and there to make you feel more pride and give you some name and fame. So you didn't try to get any worldly returns. Instead, whatever charity you did till date, you know that you want the spiritual results from it. So you want to be able to do your dhyana, your tapasya without any problems. I want jnana to happen to you, wisdom to happen to you. You want that you need to meet a right kind of guru. So you will meet right kind of guru if you have done good karma. So it's okay to ask for spiritual results instead of looking for these kind of material kind of results, which is okay. So feeling content in that way is fine. But staying stuck here and thinking that because you have done good karma, you do not need to do sadhana and this is it. Now your moksha will happen to you by itself without doing anything else. Just doing good karma is enough to attain liberation, to attain moksha. This is another kind of Tushti Dosh, error of satisfaction or erroneous satisfaction. So this is going to make you stay stuck where you are for a very long time. You are not going to move ahead at all. All these 9 kinds of erroneous satisfaction actually are also called as 9 types of Ashakti. Ashakti means showstopper weakness in you. Showstopper means no progress in your spiritual journey. You are not moving towards moksha at all. You may be moving in whichever direction and dimension, you are not moving towards moksha at all. Okay? So this was one. Another one is Kal kind of adhyatmic or spiritual erroneous satisfaction. Kal. You have seen a lot of people who are able to tell you that they are doing sadhana, yoga, Kriya Yoga, tapasya since last so many years and so many decades. They are doing their japa, tapa, dhyan. They are following yam niyam, and they are doing pratyahara. They are doing dharana, dhyana since last so many years. It's good actually if somebody can say that in a satisfactory manner that yes, I have done this much till date and I'm able to do that much. So it's a good thing actually. But when you feel content about it, thinking that, oh, I have done enough. I have done so much dhyana. I have done so much tapasya. And you feel like, okay, this much is enough for me to get me moksha. I don't need to do any more. Maybe decades have happened, or you are doing it for your lifetime and you are 70 years old now, 70, 80 years old now. And you were doing it since you were like 18, 19, 20 or whatever age. So 50, 60 years have passed you doing all such kind of things. And if samadhi has not happened to you, then you are not done. And you shouldn't be content about it. Period. Did samadhi happen to you? No. Then keep going. Keep going. Don't stay stuck here. No need to feel content about it. Otherwise, if you start feeling content about it, it becomes a ashakti, powerlessness, weakness in you. If you start feeling content about it, it becomes a Tushti Dosh, Santushti Dosh in you. Powerlessness, weakness, showstopper. It's a showstopper. You're not going to move ahead if you think that because you were doing it since so long, now you are done and nothing else needs to happen. Okay? So this is fourth type of Kal, fourth type of Adhyatmic Tushti Dosh, spiritual weakness. And weakness that too because of erroneous satisfaction. Now, 5 are the external ones. First one is par, thinking that you are living minimalistic life cycle. You don't need to earn much more because that way you will spend lot of time in that. But you feel content about it that okay, I am earning this much and I am able to sustain my lifestyle. No need to run way too much about okay, let me launch that many companies, that many businesses. You will be involved in all that, right? Or run after this job, that job, 2 jobs, 3 jobs. If one job is giving you and whatever part-time job is giving you enough money, then it is good, it is okay. So this is feeling content into whatever you are earning, however much you are getting. But this becomes a dosh when you are trying to cut corners because you are lazy. You have lot of tamas in your body, laziness in your body, and you are thinking, oh, I don't want to go and work more. And then you tell people that, see, because of a spiritual life, I don't want to get myself into so much earning. You are lying to yourself, right? You are cheating to yourself, cheating with yourself, nobody else. So this is a Tushti Dosh, that you are trying to cut corners because you are lazy. You are cutting corners because you don't want to work hard. You are avoiding the hard work. You are avoiding what it takes. You are avoiding your own shortcomings. But putting a label of aparigraha, minimalistic lifestyle on it and saying that it is because you want to be spiritual. So that's a wrong thing, wrong kind of, erroneous kind of satisfaction that you may create in you. And this is external. So it doesn't require a deep wisdom, yet in lot of people we see this thing. Right? Another one is supar. So supar kind of erroneous satisfaction or tushti dosh happens when you start thinking that, um, everything that you do has a return, right? But see how many years one may spend in creating a brand name or a name for themselves. But one small event can destroy your image. So it's so much of hard work that goes into maintaining your own social image, right? Public image that you have. The image that you have in front of your loved ones. So much hard work it is. One wrong deed, one wrong thing, and it's all gone. It's all shattered. 99 things a husband may do correctly. If one thing he does wrong, listen to the wives. Right? Isn't it? He becomes the culprit and he becomes the most non-existing poor pathetic human being in the world. So much hard work goes into building your social image, your image in front of your loved ones. Exactly in the same way, so much goes into gathering so much money, but one loss in life. People might invest so much, day and night they may invest into share market. One loss will create a story from riches to rags again. Right? They may become very poor. So much time goes into building a business. One calamity, one wrong thing, and the entire business may come down. All so many years and years and years and hours worth of effort can just go waste. So now understanding this thing, that in the samsara, in the world, no matter how much you do, everything can be anything and everything can be gone one day. That too in a day, in an hour, in a moment. People may build beautiful house. They may earn for it for so many years. One earthquake can shatter it. One tornado can shatter it. One tsunami can shatter it. One bad typhoon can shatter it. Right? So anything can shatter it. Now this is not how it is with the spiritual efforts. No matter if you are doing sadhana for a very long time, it builds up. It gives you a lot of results in the end. If you start doing lots and lots of Kriya Yoga, Hatha Yoga, Tapas, Japa, so whatever spiritual practice it is that you are doing, it gives you a lot of results. Even one small 5 or 10 minutes of pranayama can give you a huge result, big result. That is not how it is in the worldly manner, right? So now by understanding this, that okay, if I walk 10 steps towards the samsara, if I make effort worth of 10 steps towards the samsara, towards the worldly life, then I may get results of hardly 1 or 2 steps. But in a spiritual journey, you may take 1 step or 2 steps and you may get the results of 10 steps. This is a correct understanding. So this is a correct contentment to have if you start making more efforts towards your spiritual life than towards your worldly life. So if somebody starts doing this, then it's a good thing. But if a person thinks that I am not doing anything on the worldly side, because after all, it doesn't give much results. But at the same time, you are not doing anything on your spiritual side either. Again, the same thing. You are cutting corners because you are lazy. You are cutting corners because it is a very hard thing to do. Life is hard, very hard, whether it is on the side of samsara or it is on the side of spirituality. Life is hard on both sides, and you want to avoid hard work. You want to avoid all that tapas. You want to avoid the harshness, the pain, the suffering that comes with it. and you are lazy on top of it. So you feel content about not doing anything on the either side. This is a wrong Tushti Dosh. This is a wrong contentment. This is erroneous satisfaction. Sitting idle, saying, oh, I am not doing much towards samsara. Because after all, what it may give me. Another one is anutamb. Sorry, par. Par means another kind of Tushti Dosh, which is about that everything loses its charm after some time, right? The things that you gather, the relationship that you may have, the places, the house, whatever you have, everything is going to lose its charm. And then you have to work so hard to maintain its charm, isn't it? If you want to maintain a relationship, it's a very hard work. If you want to maintain the house, your house like new always, it's so much of work. If you want to maintain a young body, young looking body, it is such a work, so much of work. So now instead of doing all that work, you think you start spending less time on these things. That ultimately everything loses its charm, right? So why should I put so much effort in maintaining the charm of the things in samsara? Why not I spend that time instead on my spiritual journey, on doing my tapas, doing my sadhana? I should be spending more time on that. So this is a good thing to have. This is a good satisfaction that I am not doing much towards the samsara side, worldly side. Instead, I am doing more on my spiritual side. But if somebody sits idle and thinks, see, I am already doing everything that I need to do on my spiritual side, and I am not doing much here in the samsara side, because after all, it's so much. It doesn't give you, it's not going to maintain the charm. It's not going to give you any satisfaction after some time. Everything turns old. Everything loses its charm. So why do that? So feeling content in that way, that is not good for you. A person will get stuck here, thinking that this is it. I have stopped my efforts on worldly side. This is it. I have become spiritual now. After all, I am not running after money, not running after relationships, not running after things, places and people and this and that, all kinds of worldly objects and subjects. I am not running towards them. So see, I have become spiritual. I'll progress on my spiritual journey by itself. Rest, everything will happen by itself. I don't need to do anything more. A wrong kind of satisfaction. Another one is, this was par. Another one is anutamb. Anutamb means that understanding that if you create a house today, you won't be able to leave it. And if you have a home loan on top of that, then you are going to earn as well, because you won't be able to pay your home loan. So it's better not to create a house. Same thing is with the relationship. If you go and marry today, you will have to live it, right? If you get kids, you become father or mother, you have to live that life. So if you actually get a pet for yourself, then you won't be able to go away from your house for a long time, or your pet has to be moved or shifted, or needs to be taken care of by somebody else. So not gathering all these things, not getting into relationships, not getting into things that attach you, things that binds you. So not creating more and more reasons for bondages, by understanding the fact that if you are going to walk your spiritual journey, then you might be moving from place to place, then you might be traveling here and there. So not to create more bondages for you. So if you have that understanding and you are not creating more bondages, then it's a good thing to happen. It's a good thing to do. It's a good, if you feel content about it, that I did not buy a house, I did not get into marriage, or I did not get into relationships because I wanted to walk my spiritual journey. And I had no time for all these things. So this is a good siddhi good contentment to have. But it becomes an erroneous satisfaction, thinking that oh, this is it. This is it. I am not creating any more causes or reasons for bondage. So rest everything will happen to me by itself. After all, I have not created any more bondages in life. So whatever I had, I have already given that up, or I am out of it, and I am not creating the new ones. So this is it. So rest everything will happen to me by itself. I don't need to do anything else. That's when a person gets stuck. At any moment until samadhi happens, if it comes into your head that I am done, I do not need to do anything else, that's it. You are gone. You are stuck there. It's a showstopper. Illusion has happened to you that you do not need to do anything else. So this was Anutamba. Last one is Utamba. Utamba means that the bigger the footprint of yours in life, the bigger will be the violence, right? When we eat food or do a lot of gardening and this and that, so many creatures are killed. Even in the process of sustaining this body, a lot of loss of life in so many different ways happens. So a lot of hinsa or the violence happens. And whether we want it or not, that's the nature of life. In maintaining your body, in sustaining your life, so much of carbon footprint and digital footprint and whatever kind of footprint you create, it causes violence. So the smaller the footprint, using less resources, less electricity, less water, less using things wisely, recycling the stuff properly, and making good use of all the natural resources as long as possible. So those are the things. If you minimize your footprint, then definitely less violence will happen through you, right? So this is a good thing. This is a good contentment, that I use everything wisely, and I keep my footprint to as small as possible. So this is a good thing. But if you think this is it, see, I'm using the resources wisely, I'm maintaining the minimalistic lifestyle, and I am not eating non-veg, and I am not doing this, and I am not doing that, and this is it, I am done, rest everything will happen by itself. Again, so in all these 9 stages, a person gets stuck only and only because he thinks this is it, I do not need to do anything else. So then at any point of time, if you feel satisfied that way, that I have read enough books, I have read enough scriptures, I have read enough gurus, I have done enough good karma, I have done enough stoppage of karma, I have done enough tapas, enough sadhana, enough yoga, enough japa, enough kriya, tantra, mantra, yantra, and everything. I have done enough sadhana. And I don't need to do anything else. Rest everything God will take care, or somebody else will take care in the heaven, and something will happen to you by itself. That is when you are stuck. These are all called as Tushti Dosh, Erroneous Satisfaction. And these are the showstoppers in your spiritual journey. Namaste. Jai Shiva.